Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Anime One back here with a new video of what if Naruto was neglected and had dark release or dark powers, part 2 and the final part to the series. But before I do go on, this 2 months, the entire month of July and the entire month of August, I'm gonna be posting what if Naruto's every single day for 2 months, and because these are going to be my final 2 months of posting what if Naruto's, and then after that I'm just going to completely stop. Right, I want to take the channel to the next level, but I do want to give the fans who have subscribed to me for Naruto what if some kind of treat as well, right? So because of that, this Naruto what ifs, I'm gonna be uploading 2 months regularly. I'm gonna make remaking some of my old series that I couldn't complete, and obviously doing new ones as well. So just if you have any kind of good ideas, comment them down below, and I might actually do it depending on how many likes the comments get. The highest number of likes the comment has, I will definitely do that. What if? So yeah, the just thought that I would bring that out before I continue. And also, you guys, if you want to see a Naruto what if fanfic manga with Naruto being neglected, my previous fanfic Naruto manga was pretty much of Naruto being born, much earlier in the Uzumaki clan's destruction time period, right? So that was that. But that didn't work out so well. So I thought, neglected series do get a lot of views. So I thought that I might go towards Naruto neglected what if fan manga. So that's what I thought, and I'm willing to do it. But to get the manga out, I will need funds, and I'm hoping that you guys will help me raise those funds by either going to my Patreon or becoming a member of the channel. Anything really gives me a huge help. The link to my PayPal will also be in the description below in case you guys cannot donate me through any kind of means, like maybe like you cannot go to subscribe to my Patreon, or either you cannot go to or become a member of my channel. If that's the case, then it's completely fine. You can donate me on PayPal as well, and I'll try to get this manga out as quick as possible. The goal is $200, and once I do get that manga, or the budget of $200, I will upload the manga the very week or maybe 2 weeks at max after reaching that goal. So hopefully you guys will support me. But without any delay, let's begin the video. So, if you guys don't remember, the previously where we left off was Naruto joining the Akatsuki because Obito pretty much invited him. Right? He said that Naruto could, use dark release powers in order to pretty much get the powers of the Biju inside of him, right? So that's what Obito's goal is. Obito thinks that Naruto will not be able to beat the Ten Tails and take its power. That's what Obito thinks, right? But Naruto thinks that he can beat the Ten Tails and take its power once everything is done and over with. So they both have different kind of mindsets, and they both joined the Akatsuki. Obito invited Naruto because he thinks that he will not be able to reach that level of power, and Naruto thinks that he will be able to reach that power very quickly. So he's just confident in himself, you could say that. So what happened during this time skip was also that Jiraiya took both of the siblings to the training, and also he was trying to hunt down Orochimaru because, well, that's what Jiraiya does. He likes to stalk Orochimaru and try to kill him, right? Whatever, it's fine. If Jiraiya wants to kill Orochimaru, then it's fine. But during this time, right, Orochimaru actually had a confrontation with Naruto because obviously Orochimaru wants to take Naruto's body, but at this time, as I already told you guys in the previous video, Naruto had already reached high Kage levels of power just before the time skip, and Orochimaru actually met Naruto during the time skip, so you can already guess how that battle went, right? So, it's fine. I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but it's fine. So, we begin our video with a dark cave. As a lone figure would be sitting there, his red eyes glowing in the dark, as he would hear footsteps coming towards him. As the man sitting in the dark would see an orange masked man approaching him. It's time. The Akatsuki are assembling. Pain has called for you too, said the mousy man, or the one we know as Obito. As the man stood up, his Akatsuki clothing floating in the air, as he looked at Obito. Well, if that's the case, we might as well begin the capturing of the tailed beast. The one tailed was assigned to Deidara and Sasori, wasn't it? Naruto asked to Obito as Obito nodded. Yes, and you have been assigned with the four tails, so I hope we all can cooperate over here. Naruto looks at Obito. As soon as the three tails is captured, you can expect the four tails to come the very next day. Don't be worried about that, Naruto said as Obito simply looked back at the boy who vanished into the darkness. As Obito simply smiled under his mask. The boy has gone incredibly strong. At this point, if he trusts me that much, he might even be able to beat Nagata and get me the Rinnegan. Obito thought, but unknown to him, Naruto didn't trust anyone. The Akatsuki had assembled in the cave, as there was the ghetto statue just sitting there, as Pain in his hologram form looked at Deidara and Sasori. You both go. And the rest of you, be on your guard, as I might call you anytime, to actually be able to get the tail beast. Naruto and Kisame, you both are teammates, just to make it clear. Pain said as he vanished, as the others vanished as well. Naruto opened his eyes to see Kisame right beside him. So, looks like the leader wants to do this. It's about damn time we begin our plans, Kisame said as Naruto stood up. Yeah, actually. It was actually getting quite frustrating just doing missions and gathering money. Well, whatever, Naruto said as they both started to walk. In the land of sand, where obviously Gaara gets captured, pretty much everything goes the same. Nothing really changes there, like just being completely honest. Then we go to the Hidden Leaf Village, where Menma and Mito have returned, right? Minato is still the Kage. He brings Kakashi to test Menma and Mito and see that they're relatively pretty strong. The low Kage levels of powers that they have by using the Nine Tails chakra, that is not going full Four Tails mode or anything, just their eyes becoming red. That's all. Nothing much or more or less. Alright, so after all this happens, Minato gathers Team 7, and that Team 7 actually, since Naruto left, it's no longer Team 7. So that would be the team that Minato does gathers. Kakashi, obviously, it's Kakashi. And then he gathers Menma and Mito since he doesn't want to see how well they will do on this mission. And then he gathers Sayuri because of her Sharingan, and also she's a student of Tsunade, meaning she has a pretty good grasp on medical ninjutsu. So they all go there along with Temari, obviously, and then pretty much everything goes the same. Instead of chakra, it's Sayuri, and she does it much faster because of the Sharingan, aiding her in the medical field much more than how Sakura's sensory abilities would, right? So because of that, everything goes smooth, but not so smooth when instead of Itachi, it's Naruto's 30% clone that encounters the team. Obviously, Lady Chuya is there too, and then she starts to explain that she had faced a dark release, a user before, right? Because Lady Chi had been in wars for a long time, so she was just in the war period where the Uzumaki clan was destroyed, and because of which she knows how the dark release works, and she tells them just that be careful around your shadows, because Naruto might appear there at any point of time. Obviously, they all are scared just shitless because Naruto has a crap ton of chakra. Just 30% of his chakra is sending chills down their spine. So, they all are pretty scared, but Kakashi tells them all to, just suck it all up and go and attack. Right, because Kakashi obviously had the Mangekyo by this point, and actually he's much more proficient in using the Mangekyo because Itachi had been training with him. So, just because of that reason, Kakashi is much more proficient in using the Mangekyo. So he obviously attacks Naruto, and then Menman Mito go into their nine tails, at least a one tail form, and try to attack Naruto. Lady Chiyo tries to do something, but obviously she cannot do anything because all these guys are still above her level and whatnot. So 30% clone of Naruto, even a 30% clone of Naruto, mind you, holds his own against Kakashi, Menma, who is in one tailed cloak state, and in his base he's already like Kakashi level, so stacking the cloak on top of that, it's freakishly strong. Same goes with Mito. They all are attacking him at the same time, and this guy, 30%, mind you, 30%, he is struggling, don't mind that, but he is hanging in there, and that's a huge feat. So after some time, they're able to beat Naruto and his 30% clone, and they go further. But all that was needed to stall them for long enough, and that Naruto did. Obviously, Guy's team come and they all team up and whatnot to destroy the gate. Before they could enter, they saw that Gaara is already fucking dead. So Sasori and Deidara just wander off. Deidara goes with Gaara's body in order to provoke Menma, who changed Gaara for the better. Alright, so after all that happened, after all that happened, what happens is, just Naruto is just staying there. He doesn't know what the fuck is actually going on. So everything pretty much goes the same, Sasori is killed by Sayuri and Chiyo, who Sayuri does much better. Again, Sharingan is a huge boost to her base stats of an Uchiha. And, since Sayuri is freakishly strong with her punches of superhuman due to Tsunade and also whatnot, a Sharingan, Lady Chiyo's aid, it's a sweep, right? The battle is over. They win by a pretty large margin. Menman Mito and Kakashi go after Deidara, and that battle is pretty one-sided as well. Kakashi by himself is more than enough to deal with Deidara, as we already saw, because of his Mangekyo Sharingan, and Kamu is just that broken out an ability. So yeah, that's that. And then the capturing of the two tails happens. Obviously, Gaara's revived as well. There's nothing, no doubt about that. Capturing of the two tails happened. Kakazu and Hidan go after the two tails as they did in the original, and they're able to capture it. And during that time, as the three tails is getting captured by none other than Obito and Deidara, as we know that they both were the ones who captured the three tails in the original. So I really don't want to change that, right? And since that is the case, I do want to mention that Asuma does die during this time period, and then this whole revolution of Shikamaru trying to kill Hidan, and Hidan in this case, because he was the one who killed Asuma when this happened. Kakashi goes with them to take the revenge. Menma is the one who created the Rasen Shuriken this time, and then he comes off and deals the final blow to Kakazu, and the battle is a sweep. Shikamaru gets his epic moment of getting Hidan down to the ground, literally buried in the ground. So, that's happened as well. So once the three tails is captured, Naruto and Kisame are going after the four tails. But, Naruto is the one who told Kisame to take care of it. And Kisame is more than welcome to do so because, he loves a good fight. And Naruto just sits this one out and he lets Kisame fight the four tails. So once the four tails fight is done, they both go to the Akatsuki hideout, seal the four tails. The five tails is sealed as well. I really don't specifically remember who goes after the five tails, but I think it was Pain, or no, it was not Pain. The one, oh yeah, the one who goes after the five tails is actually, so the five tails is actually captured by Obito, since well, he doesn't want anything else to do with Naruto at this point, because he's actually getting a little suspicious of him, because Naruto is not really following his orders that Obito gives him. Once Obito did tell Naruto to go after the five tails, this is a confrontation that happened. Naruto said no. He's like, bro, that was not my target. My target are the nine tails and four tails. I will get those. The rest you have to see to it. And then Obito was like, fucking sake. So he goes after the five tails himself and obviously gets it. The six tails get captured by Pain, like he did in the original. And this time Obito, kind of begs Naruto to go after the seven tails, and Naruto says, like, fine, I'll go after it. So Naruto goes after Fu, and to say the least, it's an absolute slaughterhouse. The people in the village try to protect her in some kind of way, that ninjas at least, and well, they get their power fucking drained by Naruto's dark release as all, right? And then once Fu does decide to fight back, let loose completely by transforming into the seven tails, Naruto actually smiles and tells Kisame to stay back, that he wants to have a little fun of his own. Naruto, as Fu is preparing some kind of beetle attack at him, so launches into the air and actually goes to hand sign and spits out black fire from his mouth. As the Fu's beetles are burned to death, Naruto appears behind Fu because of his shadow, her shadow, since it's a huge ass shadow of the fucking the seven tails. Naruto actually decides to go a little bit of how strong he is. Due to his huge chakra, Naruto creates some kind of ball of condensed chakra similar to a Biju bomb, right? Naruto, this is a dark release specific move, right? So Naruto just smiles as lightning starts to surround the ball, as he shoves the ball in the seven tails, and the beast screams out as it gets blown back, as there's a huge explosion, as Naruto just looks at the destruction that he caused, and as he smiles. Obviously, he doesn't use Dark Release to steal the power of the seven tails, because, well, that would kind of go against the plan of the Akatsuki. But, well, Naruto's already strong enough. And the attack that Naruto did use was a Hades Ball. Literally Hades Ball. That's what Naruto calls it. And then, Naruto tells Kisame to carry the Fu, and then they both go and seal it away. The next is Eight Tails. And this time, actually, Jiraiya, while Pain is supposed to go after the Eight Tails, Jiraiya does explore the hidden Rain Village in the hopes of finding out the leader of the Akatsuki. He encounters Pain and, well, sort of gets gets porcupined by Pain. So yeah, nothing really changes at that point. Men and Mito go to train on Sage Mode to beat Pain. Right, Minato has already mastered Sage Mode during this time, but Minato by himself will be more than enough to deal with Pain, if I'm being completely honest over here. So yeah, Pain, he really doesn't go to the Hidden Leaf Village. It might surprise you guys, but yeah, it's not Pain who goes to the Hidden Leaf Village. He actually goes to the Hidden Cloud, and well, if I'm being completely honest, there is no one in the Hidden Cloud actually stopping Pain. The Raikage is not strong enough to do so, and Yuki is also pretty cooked at this point. He will get captured by Nagato. Yeah, that's gonna happen. So Pain actually does capture Killer Bee. If you want to argue that power scaling, that Pain will not be able to beat Killer Bee, just saying that, I'll just say this, he can. Nagato is more than capable of beating Pain, right? If he needs, he'll just use a fucking Chibaku Tensei and just seal him away, right? And then that will be that. The Raikage is not doing anything to Pain as well, just to putting it out there. And once that happens, since Menma and Meat are training for Pain, and Pain is not really arriving to the village, and he captured the fucking Eight Tails, the Raikage will call the meeting immediately, right? And then once the meeting is called, the guards that do go with Minato are actually Kakashi and Itachi, the two Sharingan user. Who knows? I wonder why. Right, because they both are probably the strongest people in the village. That's why. So after all this mess happens, while Minato is outside the fucking village, in the Kage summit, Obito obviously arrives, declaring war on them all. But meanwhile, that's happening, Naruto and Kisame are at the entrance of the Hidden Leaf village. As the guards try to stop them, they get absolutely wonked by Kisame, as the Samehara pretty much eats them, right? As that happens, they both walk through the village. Ninjas try to stop them, but Naruto takes care of them as he tells Kisame to stay back because, obviously the more he kills, the more power he gains. So that happens. And then eventually Menma and Mito and the other people in the village end up trying confronting Kisame and Naruto. Kisame is pretty well off since Guy and his team are off from the village for a mission that they have to do, and Naruto, and then outside of Guy, there's no one that can actually do some damage to Kisame at this point, right? Tsunade is also out of the village because she was just there to train Mito, and she still just hate the Hidden Leaf village through that. So she's not there really, just realistically speaking. Right, so Kisame really does have no problem, but for Naruto, he does end up facing one problem, and those are Menma and Mito themselves. They have mastered Sage Mode, and Naruto is actually kind of smiling at this. He tells that you both have actually gone quite strong. You both might actually give me quite a bit of challenge, because I'll be honest, when my 30% clone faced you, I was sort of disappointed because even with 30% of my power, you all were pretty trash. You need a Kakashi to defeat me realistically. Otherwise I would have whooped your ass, right? That's what Naruto tells them, and they both get pretty pissed off because, well, he's sort of just saying that they're weak, and with Sage Mode he's saying that they're decently strong. He still doesn't see them as threats. So obviously they go on the offensive, right? Menma is the first one to make a huge ass Rasengan and thrust it towards Naruto, but Naruto just ends up teleporting behind Mito with because of her shadow, and then tries to use some kind of lightning jutsu engulfed in his hand and tries to thrust forward, but she dodges it last second and makes a Rasengan in her hand, and then tries to strike back at Naruto, who dodges it as well, but just moving out of the way of the Rasengan. Naruto then backhands Mito into the ground as she falls back, but immediately she puffs into smoke. Naruto's like, a shadow clone. As he sees that, Menma is right above him, and Naruto thinks, oh, he's quite fast with the Sage Mode, right? And then Menma solves a huge as a Rasengan into Naruto, but then the mini kind of chakra barrier has formed around Naruto as Naruto smirks. This power that I have, it's actually quite strange. With the amount of chakra I have, I can actually rival the power of a tailed beast. But however, Naruto says as he shrugs out the Rasengan that Menma had, as Menma steps back as he's like, what? The Rasengan was pretty much negated. As Naruto says, that move has been used on me several times already, pal. So it's not gonna work. You during your my training time, and during our final fight in the Valley of the End, you used the Rasengan on me multiple times, and I've already adapted to Rasengan in general, so that won't really harm me. And Menma is like, yeah, are you sure? So then he forms a fucking Rasen Shuriken and throws it at Naruto. as Mito appears behind Naruto and tries to grab him. Then Naruto pretty much smirks as he moves out of the way, teleporting from one shadow to another as the Rasen Shuriken completely misses. And then, there just forms a huge crater. And Naruto's like, oh my god, that would have actually been pretty fatal if that would have caught me. However, Naruto says as black flames start to surround him, at least black color like flames, pretty much what flames look like, but it's not actually flames. As the black chakra starts to surround Naruto just forms, just raises his hand up in the air as a huge ball of black energy just starts to form. Hades ball, Naruto says, as the ball starts to get bigger and bigger, as Minna and Mito, pretty much gritting their teeth at how much power Naruto has. And even when they have the Nine Tails, Naruto has more chakra than them. So that's pretty crazy already. Naruto says that, since how much attacks they have landed on him, which, by the way, he took intentionally, the attacks which are only lethal to him, he didn't take them intentionally. So at this point, he has pretty much adapted to the nature energy fundamentals completely, right? Nature energy almost at this point cannot harm Naruto. So he just, tells them goodbye, since, their attacks are not going to be working on him. And, it's just pretty much over. As Naruto says that, he, shoves the huge ass ball of that pretty much at Minman Mito, who can only just watch the attack coming down. But as the explosion happens, Naruto, narrows his eyes to see Fugaku Uchiha standing there. As Naruto pretty much smirks as he sees Sasuke and Sayuri there as well. Well, would you look at that? Naruto would say as he would see Kisame dealing with the other ninjas who are not so significant in this whole grand scheme of theme. Kisame is pretty powerful on his own right? So Naruto pretty much smirks as he says, this is actually getting quite interesting. As Naruto says that, he hears pain in his head. He says Naruto to retreat for right now, since, he doesn't want a huge, full-scale war happening at this point. But since, the Leaf is the strongest village, and Fugaku, who saved Sayuri, Menman Mito, with this fucking Susanoo, with a fully armored Susanoo, by the way, since Fugaku does have EMS, so he's capable of doing that. Alright, so since that happened, it's pretty much obvious that Fugaku saved their ass, obviously. And then Sasuke and Sayuri are ready to throw down. Minman and Mito are already high Kage level with their Sage mode. And Fugaku, in his own rights, is also high Kage level fighter. So Naruto, Pain tells like, even for you, that might be too much. And Naruto's like, nah, I can take care of them. And Pain is like, nope, you're coming back because, sort of Obito declared the war on the whole fucking world, and we need your power. Naruto's, just smiles hearing that, because this is his time to actually gain crap ton of power. When you guys will see afterwards what I mean by that. Alright, and as that happens, Naruto and Kisame pretty much vanish. Naruto grabs Kisame's shoulder and they vanish into the shadows, and then they pretty much appear in the Katsuki hideout where Naruto left Shadow Clone. So Obito, after he appears, explains the plan to all of them, that he has 100,000 White Zetsu ready, since they want to capture the Nine Tails. And then at this point, the Hidden Leaf is too strong to actually go and just flat out try to attack them, since Minato by himself is a huge threat. Minato with Sage mode is reaching the power levels of Hashirama and Madara. Kakashi's high Kage level. Itachi is also Hashirama and Madara level, give or taken, with his EMS. Fugaku high Kage level. Menman Mito high Kage level. And then obviously Sasuke and Sayuri are also low Kage level fighters, because they only have the base Sharingan, not the fucking Mangekyo, since no one in their family has died yet. So once all this mess has happened, all right, Fugaku and the others are planning, as to what to do, as Obita declared war on all of them. All their concerns are Pain, since the Raikage faced Pain and he lost. So they know Pain is pretty goddamn strong, and since he killed Jiraiya as well. So, Minma and Mito really want to kill Pain, but, they're secluded because, well, they don't want Minma and Mito to get captured, since, the whole war is because of them, since, Naruto and the others wants to capture them. All right. Once that does happen, this whole mess turns into a caterpillar where everyone is going after everyone. Orochimaru actually proposes to Obito and the others due to his Edo Tensei army with Kabuto as well, since Orochimaru is not really dead in this case. So, Orochimaru just proposed that he will help them with the Edo Tensei army, and then in return, all he wants is, after this whole thing is over, is Itachi Uchiha up, since EMS is a thing, or Pain. Obito actually agrees to this, since he says, why doesn't he want Naruto? Orochimaru is like, well, even with all this reanimation, I don't think I can take the boy on. And Obito's like, well, okay, if that's what you think. But before all of this does happen, Obito and Naruto actually attack Nagato, since Obito does the fucking Rinnegan, right? So they attack Nagato and Konan and pretty much wonk them, they kill them, right? And then they get the Rinnegan, and Obito is in his white mask now. Since all of that is happening, Obito has the 6 paths of pain this time, not including the 2 tails. The tails are going to be from the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Those are going to be the 6 paths of pain that Obito is going to have, meaning that he's going to get a significant power buff. Instead of the 2 tails, he has the 8 tails. So that's a significant power buff that he has gotten over there, and then what not. So obviously, the reason that Men and Mito are also sent is to control the tail beast chakra, since the Raikage pretty much gave them the pretty much of a blueprint as how the Clouda makes their Jinchuriki control their chakra. So since all that does happen, they both actually do manage to control their chakra, because Kushina actually went with them, because Kushina has the properties to suppress the 9 tails, which are with their chains, right? So Kushina went with them, and they're actually able to successfully control Kurama. For Mito, it's pretty easy, since he has gotten the chill side of Kurama. For Menma, it's actually pretty hard, since he just has to suppress the entirety of the Kurama, and he just gains KCM 1, while Mito gains KCM 2. They both go out to the fucking war. As the war actually starts, Obito tells Naruto to stay back for a bit, but Naruto doesn't listen. He goes to the division that the samurais were assigned to Mifune's team, and he slaughters them all. Every single ninja that there was there, in this case samurai, is slaughtered. Entire division of 20,000 ninjas is slaughtered. They didn't even need the reanimations there to fucking continue it. That's how bad it was. That's how one-sided it was. And you can imagine gaining the power of 20,000 plus ninjas into him, how strong Naruto would be. I just want you to imagine, right? Because Kaguya, if you guys don't remember, she used to only take a bit of the chakra from the entirety of the world to gain her power boost. Because if she gained the entirety of the world's chakra at once, right, it would actually make her explode or something like that, because that was too much chakra even for her. So Naruto, 20,000 plus ninjas chakra, he just gained a huge ass power buff at this point, since those 30,000 plus ninjas and samurais have used wind attacks, ninjutsu, all kind of ninjutsus. He's pretty much immune to them, because he's able to adapt to any and all ninjutsu, right? so nothing can really work against him at this point. And then Naruto hears that Madara Uchiha has come back. This actually, kind of shocks Naruto, but he does know that Obito is not Madara because, well, he never believed Obito in the first place to be Madara Uchiha. So, when he hears that Madara Uchiha is back, he's pretty shocked, to say the least. But to everyone's relief, Itachi is actually there in the division of Gaara and the others. So he and Madara are pretty much battling it out. Others are pretty much, sort of like, what can I say, hindrance to Itachi, right? You remember Gojo versus Sukuna, and how anyone who would be fighting with Gojo is actually only a hindrance to him than assisting him. That's what happening. So Gaara pretty much told everyone to fucking stay back from this fight, because EMS Itachi does have the perfect Susanoo, and then at this case he's actually clashing pretty well with Madara. But Madara being Madara, he does eventually overpower Itachi and then bring him down to his knees. But Madara is actually pretty impressed with how strong Itachi is. And then the rest of the division does try to go after Madara, but he just drops 2 fucking meteors out of the sky after he gets his battle done with Itachi. But as he does do that, Madara sees the meteors vanish from the sky. Now you may be wondering, nigga, how the fuck did the meteors vanish from the sky after Gaara and obviously Onoki pretty much try to stop it with all their might? And there he was standing, the 4th Hokage, Namikaze Minato, in a sage mode, as he teleported both of the meteors out to another location. It's probably towards the sea, right? So then Minato is there, and with him are all the other Kages, right? Minato tells Itachi to rest because Itachi's almost fucking dead with how much of a battle he had with Madara, and Madara would be pretty fatigued as well if he wasn't a reanimation jutsu, that is, right? So Minato pretty much tells Itachi that they will handle the situation, that he can go and rest. Actually, Tsunade is also there, just healing everyone. So Onuki does get healed and Gaara does get healed, and then Minato pretty much teleports her back to the the healing camp where actually everyone's getting healed, and he says that he and the other 5 Kage will take care of Madara. And well, we all know how that went. Well, yeah, the 5 Kage get their ass whooped by Madara. He's actually quite impressed with Minato's performance, actually, since Minato's outmaneuvered him many times, outsmarted him many times, and he actually had placed a Hiraition seal on him because of how lenient Madara was. But even then, Madara is this Madara, so he's able to counter Minato's speed and whatnot, right? So all this mess has happened. We see all the 5 Kage are on their ass, about to get mollywopped by Madara. But then Madara starts to glow, since Fugaku, Sasuke and Sayuri actually went after Orochimaru and Kabuto. Kabuto, since Orochimaru is not dead, is not, the crafty little snake that he became. So he's just the regular old Kabuto. He gets dealt with pretty quickly. Orochimaru, is a pretty big threat, but with Fugaku having EMS, well, he's fine, right? Fugaku actually whoops Orochimaru's ass all the way down to the drain, and then makes him break down pretty much the reanimation jutsu by putting him in a genjutsu. That's what I wanted to say. And so after all this happens, Madara, since he just whooped the 5 Kage's ass, goes to finish the job, but he goes and then he's like, well, the recaster of the reanimation jutsu is actually, either killed or he was forced to do it. But Madara being Madara just dismisses the reanimation jutsu. So as that happens, Obito and the 6 paths of pain, his 6 paths of pain of Jinchuriki, are actually going after Minma and Mito, who in this case are actually going after Obito as well. So they have a huge clash. Mito, who has a fucking KCM2, and since he did learn Sage Mode and her part of Kurama is actually much nicer, they actually managed to combine KCM2 and Sage Mode, which means he's on par with what Naruto was in the war arc. Just saying how strong C fucking is, right? Obito actually does hold a little bit of his own, but eventually he just starts to get overwhelmed before Madara does arrive to the battle, and well, he Madara is just being Madara. Well, just saying. And just before I say anything else, Kisame is killed because he went to fight Guy and Kakashi's division, and well, we already know how would that battle go between Guy and fucking Kisame. Actually, even Kakashi War and Kisame is not even a close fight, because seventh gate Guy is comparable to fucking Kakashi in the war arc, so I'm not gonna compare him at that point. So obviously, Kakashi and Guy do arrive at the battle as well to aid them. But obviously they don't need help. Menma and Mito are more than enough. So the Menma side of Kurama actually does in them cooperating with Menma after seeing Madara there, and Madara actually seeing two Nine Tails actually does decide to take this a little bit seriously, since both of them have Sage Mode in them. So yeah, so that is about to happen, that whole fucking clash. But I mind you, no Hokage of the past coming back at there, and then obviously the Kinkaku and Ginkaku Obito just force fed the ghetto statue Kinkaku and Kinkaku's remnants, and then the Ten Tails is born. As the Ten Tails is born, Naruto arrives at the battlefield. And Obito is actually, just looking at Naruto. He's like, yeah, are you here to help us? And Naruto's like, I'm pretty sure you remember our promise, right? That I would fucking destroy the Ten Tails and take his power as my own. And Obito's like, bro, I'll just be honest. There's no way that you're gonna be able to do anything right to the Ten Tails. And Naruto's like, are you sure about that? This was a war going on, right? And with the war going on, I killed many people. Actually, I killed a divisions of people, and some of them were high Jonin, some of them were low Kage, and all that jazz. And before I actually came here, I actually murdered Tsunade as well, just saying, and as keeping it out there. And Obis is like, don't tell me you. And then Madara, listening to this entire conversation, is like, so this boy actually wields the dark release. Interesting. Naruto says, yeah, actually, not only do I wield dark release, I completely mastered that shit. So after Naruto just tries to confront everyone over here, Madara tells Obito to take care of the alliance while he takes care of Naruto. And Naruto is more than glad to fight Madara. So once they do begin their battle, Naruto and Madara start duking it out. Even in terms of taijutsu and everything else. But once Madara starts to pull out his Susanoo, the battle just starts to go on Madara's favor. But Madara is serious. He's going 100% all out. While doing this, he actually bought the perfect Susanoo out because he was not able to compete with Naruto otherwise. And Madara is like, my shadow of the Susanoo, you have to teleport all the way until there. So there's no way that you'll actually be able to get through my Susanoo. Naruto is just like, well, we'll see about that. As Naruto he's just attacking the Susanoo, and after a couple of minutes of attacking the Susanoo, the last, Naruto has already covered his body in dark release 4 times. So with the last time the smoke appeared around Naruto and healed his injuries that he had, Naruto smiles as he walks towards the Susanoo, runs towards it as he jumps up in the air and then tries to kick Madara inside a Susanoo. Madara is like, are you a fool or whatnot? He's trying to string at Naruto, but Naruto does his Susanoo strike as he kicks Madara out of the fucking Susanoo. And how may that be? Because Naruto adapted to the Susanoo. So the Susanoo's barrier are pretty much useless against them. So Madara is so pissed, right, that he just uses everything that he has. But obviously, since his ultimate weapon, the Susanoo, was taken away from him, Naruto decides to end this battle. Not only does he decide to end it, Naruto says he has already adapted to Madara's regeneration abilities of the reanimation jutsu, meaning now that he can nullify Madara's regeneration ability of the reanimation jutsu and his infinite chakra and whatnot glitch that he has. And Madara's like, no fucking way did you do that. Even the previous release of the Dark Release was not this strong. I fought the man and defeated him. Only Hashirama was able to match me, man. No one else. And Naruto's like, yeah, I'm not that fucking old loser who never got to explore the full full power of the Dark Release and all of its abilities. And Naruto delivers the finishing blow with his Hades ball, since he infused it with Dark Release chakra, and he created an attack that will stop Madara's regeneration altogether and just ended Madara. So after he does that, Naruto, since he ended Madara, guess what? Naruto uses Dark Release to gain Madara's power on top of his own. That's insane levels of power, right? So Naruto is like, okay, since I think I will be able to defeat the Ten Tails now. So, but before he does that, he sees the Ten Tails getting sucked right into Obito. Since Madara is dead, no one is there to activate the seal placed on Obito's heart. So, yeah, Obito pretty much became the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. Everyone is trying to fight him, and this time they have a lot higher chance of defeating Obito as well. Two Nine Tails user with fucking, what they call Sage mode, two EMS users. Minato is also there with the Sage mode, even though he will be able to help a bit, right? So I just want to say, man, even if only fucking Sage mode works against Obito, it's pretty blatantly obvious that Minma might talk no jutsu him out of it. So once all the tail beasts do come out of the Ten Tails, Naruto out of Obito, Naruto goes towards Obito and plucks his eye right out of his socket. And he's like, I'm pretty sure we need the Rinnegan in order to control the power of the Ten Tails. And Obito's like, you and fucking dare. And Naruto's like, yeah, I do, man. And Naruto actually plucks his eye out, keeps a fucking Rinnegan in his eye, and Dark Release pretty much heals his eye and adapts to the Rinnegan's chakra consumption and whatnot. So now Naruto has a fucking Rinnegan. Since he has a Rinnegan, he pretty much seals all the tail beasts after weakening all of them, which he's more than capable of doing so, including Menma's part of the Nine Tails. So he seals Menma's part of the Nine Tails as well. Rip Menma this time, since Mito was not as selfish as Minato, since she won't sacrifice her life for her brother. It's pretty much game over. Once the Ten Tails is formed again, instead of trying to seal it inside of himself, since Naruto does not know any kind of sealing jutsu, so he really cannot do that, so he fights the Ten Tails. As we already know that Hashirama was able to somewhat beat the Ten Tails by suppressing it, and Naruto outright beats the Ten Tails. I want you to scale it a bit, right? Let's get into a little bit of power scaling. Madara, in his Edo Tensei form, was pretty confident that he could take on Jubito. Naruto, who's prior to absorbing Madara was stronger than Madara. Then he got Madara's power on top of that. Am I fair to say that Naruto is stronger than the Ten Tails? Since like there are two Madaras going after the Ten Tails, and whether you want to believe me or not, if Hashira and Madara combine their strength and go after the Ten Tails, I do believe that they will win the battle. So yeah, Naruto pretty much destroys the Ten Tails, and then he absorbs it with his Dark Release. And after he does that, Zetsu is fucking furious because Naruto made the power of the Ten Tails his own. So it's not like it is. So after Naruto absorbs the Ten Tails, he gets Truth Seeker orbs behind him. But to the contrary belief, Naruto does not gain any kind of, white skin or anything. He's not become Otsutsuki. He just gained the power of the Ten Tails and made it his own. So it's still Naruto. Nothing has really changed that drastically, right? All Naruto has gained is Truth Seeker Orbs, light and dark release, and then obviously the running gun that he has now, he has complete and utter control over it. So Black Zetsu still tries to sneak up. He stabs Naruto actually, but Kaguya wills cannot take over at this point because the Ten Tails, the entire entity of the Ten Tails is gone. It's not there, Kaguya cannot be revived. So Black Zetsu is pretty pissed, but Naruto simply looks at Black Zetsu and with one attack of the Truth Seeker orbs, he destroys Black Zetsu. And then he just looks down on Black Zetsu and he's like, yeah, absorbing your power won't even be like not even a bit of a buff to me. So I won't do it. So after he does that, he sets his sights on the Shinobi Alliance. And he's like, well, everyone over here, well, I'm just giving you one option. And that's the only option you have. Otherwise, you all fucking die. I'm going to be the king of the entire ninja world. I'm going to rule the entire ninja world with an iron fist. And no one is to oppose me. And since, the amount of chakra and whatnot I have, I'm almost or literally immortal. So none of you have that literal chance of beating me at all. So don't even try. That's what Naruto says. And pretty much all of them have to bow down at this point. Now none of them can really do anything. Minato and the other Kagis try to oppose Naruto, but nothing really happens, since there's nothing that they can even really do to him, since Naruto cannot be heard at this point, right? So the Kurama inside of Mito says, I have one way of dealing with him, but I'm not sure that if it will work out or not. You will definitely overpower him, don't get me wrong. You will definitely overpower him in the state, but killing him is a different thing altogether. So we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna do this. So but you will have to kill him as soon as all this jazz happens. And Mito's like, yeah, I'll do it. Kurama claps his hands together as he makes Mito enter Baryon mode. Now, before we go any further, this is the light side of Kurama, meaning he's willing to sacrifice himself for the world and for the better of the Shinobi world and whatnot, the world that his father built and whatnot, right? And also, he said the same lie to Mito as he told to Naruto, that they both are gonna die after doing this. And since it is only half of Kurama, this Kurama's Baryon mode is a lot weaker than the original Baryon mode that Naruto used. It's only 50% of power of the original Baryon mode that Naruto used. So just bringing it out there and just saying it, right? So after getting this huge power boost, Mito goes and rushes towards Naruto, and then she starts beating the absolute living crap out of him. Also, while doing so, she shaves away his chakra and whatnot, right? But unbeknownst to that, Naruto starts adapting. Kurama says, you have to kill him now, because if he adapts to the Baryon mode's chakra siphoning ability, it's pretty much over, and you have weakened him enough to the point that you can kill him, because Baryon mode is Ishiki level fucking power, and Naruto does not have that level of power yet, so he's not fighting Mito or fighting back at all. So Mito creates a huge Rasengan ready to end the battle, as Naruto's looking up at it and he's like, shit, well, this is pretty bad, and I need to get out of here, skedaddle, right? But before he could, Mito shoves the Rasengan right down to Naruto, as Naruto screams, and a huge explosion happens. As the smoke clears, Mito is huffing and puffing out of Baryon mode as he collapses, down to one knee. But then she hears a little bit of a giggle, and it is Naruto, as he's pretty bruised and battered, barely alive. One of his hands missing, right? And then he's in a bad condition, as Naruto looks at her as his hands start to heal, because 10 tails, right? Because of how much chakra he has, it just heals automatically. Naruto is like, you pushed me into the corner, but because I had the 10 tails infinite healing glitch hack, really, it's all over now. As Naruto says that, he comes towards Mito and kills her and takes her, energy, and it's on top of his. But to Naruto's surprise, he doesn't gain any kind of power after absorbing Mito. So Naruto comes to a conclusion that not only Kurama inside of Mito has completely vanished, but also Mito's chakra of whatever she had has completely vanished. It was like Kurama and Mito collided the chakra together to form a new kind of chakra to battle Naruto. So that's what Naruto thinks, and that is what exactly happened, right? So after all this jazz, other people have just lost the will to fight of Naruto, and Naruto becomes the king of the world. And this is where I will end this video, you guys. And before you guys go ahead and say that Itachi and Fugaku are still there, yeah, they're not doing absolute living shit to Naruto. There's no way that any of them are. Naruto has already adapted to the Susanoo phenomenon, that is through Madara, so he can get through Itachi's and Fugaku Susanoo now. Itachi's is a little controversial due to Totsuka Blade and Yaramira, and because of that. But again, Yaramira is only one directional, unidirectional, it's not omnidirectional, so Naruto will be able to get through the Yaramira but just by outmaneuvering Itachi with this incredible speed, as the 10 tails Jinchu, as the 10 tails powered up Naruto. So yeah, those two are not going to be able to do anything, and everyone else is pretty much fodder in front of Naruto. So yeah, this is where I'll end this series, you guys. And again, go to my Patreon, or you can donate me on PayPal, or you can become the member of the channel to support me producing up more content like this. And 2 months, enjoy much of my Naruto that you can, because after that it's gonna be gone. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.